What's going on, guys? Welcome back for episode 4 of my reaction series for the Book of Boba Fett. First off, I just wanted to say I stand by my original take on the episode last week. I've seen a lot of the drama on Twitter and in other spaces. I'm still a huge fan of bringing in just cool new ways of looking at the galaxy, and I think that last episode was that. I know here we are, episode 4, and I've been saying this every week, but I am still hopeful for a cameo from a beloved fan favorite character, or multiple. The one that is still looming as a major possibility is Kira, because what happened last week with the twins leaving and saying that the mayor had struck a deal with a syndicate, and that syndicate being the Pikes. If you guys remember back in the Clone Wars, the Pikes worked for Crimson Dawn, which, as we all know, unless something has changed off screen, was run by Kira from Solo. So I think that one has gotten more likely. I mean, we could still see any number of bounty hunters. Bosk is an option, Cad Bane, like they're all still on the table. I don't think anything has changed in that regard. The flashback sequences with the Tuskens and stuff, I don't know if we're gonna see a whole lot more of that, but it would be cool to have kind of like a revenge arc. Just thinking a little bit outside the box, the Obi-Wan series is coming up here pretty soon, and common sense would tell us that it's going to take place largely on this same planet on Tatooine. Some kind of tie-in between Boba Fett's adventures with the Tuskens and Obi-Wan's stay there as he protects young Luke a few decades earlier. That would be sick. We never know where these shows are gonna go, but I think that would be a really smart way to set up and get people even more hype for the Obi-Wan show, and just have some kind of little Easter egg. It doesn't have to be something huge, but I think like a tie-in, or just even like a mention of old crazy Ben Kenobi out in the Dune Sea. I think that the twins were probably lying about just giving up the territory because the mayor cut a deal with another syndicate. That's not Hutt behavior at all. I think they're probably still lying in wait somewhere. I think they definitely have other plans, and I'm curious to see what those are going to be, whether or not that involves Danny Trejo's character with the Rancor, if that was like some kind of, you know, bait and switch, Trojan horse. I'm excited to see what happens with the Rancor. Boba Fett had mentioned that he wants to ride it. We had that little shout out to the holiday special where he rode the big dinosaur creature. Boba Fett riding around on a Rancor, that is awesome. And lastly, I think Black Chrysanthemum, I think he's still on Tatooine. I don't know if he'll show up in this episode. I have a very strong feeling they're gonna bring him back at some point this season, but yeah, I'm excited to see where he pops back up, and if he teams up with Boba. I think that could be an insane squad. The next chapter drops here in a little bit on Disney Plus, so as usual, I will be watching along and reacting. New episode? Question mark? Hell yeah. Okay. 49 minutes. It's 10 minutes longer than the last one. Hell yeah.
The Kentan Striders have already collected protection money for the same territory.
Yo, fuck the Kentan Striders. All my homies hate the Kentan Striders. You guys think it was possibly the Pikes who did that, not that gang? Wait, no shot banthas are carnivorous.
Here you go.
No shot.
Enjoy.
What? Is that Mando music? Oh, okay. This is when he found her. I knew this was Boba in season 1 of Mando. This shot right here. Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm. And she gets her robo-tummy. Oh, this is where they go to get modded.
Too old to be here. She needs modification.
Is that
No walk-ins. Appointment.
Is that Thundercat? The artist?
This woman
Okay, Inspector Gadget.
Who are you?
I am Boba Fett.
Boba is dead.
I was
Sitting right there.
dead on the sands of Tatooine. Like you.
Highly unlikely.
I want you to help me. Help me recover my fire spray gunship.
Fire spray gunship. Also
Where is
known as
Jabba the Hutt's palace.
that other thing. We've never seen that shot of that like underground tunnel and access point for the Jabba's palace before. It's a little probe droid. That's sick. So who really killed the Tuskens? Who really killed the Tuskens? Pikes probably is what would be my guess.
What's next for you?
I'm gonna find my armor. And I'm gonna kill that bloated pig who double-crossed me.
Yeah, you are. There she is. Let's go.
What was that?
I don't know. More rats?
No.
He's still there.
I will contact the rat catcher.
Dogs again?
Oh shit. That man has a lot of knives. It's the General Grievous. Oh shit! She's doing the General Grievous. Well. That's one way to put a stop to it.
No one sounded the alarm.
It's like if Dobby from Harry Potter was a droid.
I am Boba Fett.
He just deactivated himself.
Quick little bugger.
Can we go now?
Let's go.
Just gotta intro himself to everybody now. I live, bitch. There she is. That was cold. He did not have to do that. He did not need to use a missile for that. God, I love that ship. Oh, the Sarlacc. Is he gonna kill the Sarlacc?
Hang on. Years ago. That's where I'll find my armor.
In there. It's dissolved.
Not Beskar.
He climbed out of the pit with the armor on.
Damn it.
How does he not know that?
See a thing.
How does he not know that the armor's not in there? Is it still alive? Oh, it's still alive. Holy shit. Nope. There's a whole lot of nope down there. Oh, there we go.
Fire in the hole.
I love that. Oh, hell yeah. I think it's dead, guys. I think it's dead. So is that it for flashbacks? Because we're kind of caught up.
Congratulations, Master Fett.
There's our boy. He didn't go far. Is BK an angry drunk? Why? That was brave. They finally did it. They finally showed a Wookiee ripping someone's arms off when they're angry. That's brutal.
Hit it, Max.
They said his name.
Use a job.
Let's go.
Daniel, what prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
Easy boy. Please, sit.
You were saying?
Where to look?
Is that Din Djarin's music? Guys, it was Thundercat. I can't believe I called that. That's sick. That is the most random supporting actor ever. Holy sh. Okay, that was chapter 4. This week was mostly flashback, and for the most part, the flashback was stuff we kind of already knew. I mean, we didn't know that he went back to the Rancor. We didn't know that he used the same doctor who modded the modders to help Fennec. But for the most part, we kind of knew how he teamed up with Fennec and kind of everything up to that. I don't think we are gonna get any more flashbacks, and I think I can say that because the events of the flashbacks here end with the kind of crossover into The Mandalorian season 2, and so there's no need to kind of, you know, re-show old stuff. And yeah, and then the final like outro to the flashback was him killing Bib Fortuna, which was the end of Mandalorian season 2. I feel like this next episode is going to be kind of the start of the second half of the season, if that makes sense, because I feel like they've kind of been ramping up and leading up with a lot of the stuff that's been happening, and I think it's time for them to get into kind of some like season 1 endgame stuff. I feel like the star of this episode was Slave 1 for sure, aka the Fire Spray. I think actually Fire Spray is just like the name of the kind of ship that it is, and then this specific one is called the Slave 1. I don't think they actually retconned that. I think people were just like upset about it for some reason. I think that people were just upset because they misunderstood that they added new information or something, because it was always a Fire Spray class gunship. It was really cool seeing it just flying around again. I love that ship. That just brings me straight back to my childhood. After seeing this, I don't know that we will get a Crimson Dawn appearance. It really seems like the way that they're setting it up that the Pikes are going to be main antagonists for the rest of this season. I mean, that's kind of what they're setting up now. That obviously could change in the future. We could see their overlords. We could see the twins come back. You know, who knows? Finally, after all these years, Max Rebo has had his day, and they finally said his name on screen. I don't know what the implication was at the end with the Mando music. Are they just gonna get Din Djarin to help fight the Pikes? I mean, he's one dude, right? Like, it would be amazing to see Mando show up. It's been too long. I'm curious where he's gonna get the muscle from. I feel like they're setting up something cool. And yeah, I'm super curious to know what the implication is there. I don't think it's just Din Djarin, obviously. Like, he's just, I mean, he's a badass, but he's just one dude. He's got the modders. He's got BK now, who apparently is a very angry drunk. Those poor Trandoshans were just like at the craps table, not rolling sevens, and Mans was just mauling in the corner. I can't wait to see him in like an actual fight. They set that up like what, 45 years ago now that the original Star Wars came out. You gotta let the Wookiee win, man. You gotta let the Wookiee win. Overall, this episode was like, it was good. Didn't wow me. I think it sets up a cool direction for the next few episodes, because like I said, I feel like it's like the final act, kind of like the start. We're seeing the end game here. I think they're gonna do a lot of cool stuff. He has Slave 1 now, so like they can go off world. We'll see what happens. Obviously I don't think he will, unless he has to. Alright guys, that's all I got for this week. I really appreciate anybody who's been hanging out and watching the content. So next week we have chapter 5. I can't wait to see how this show wraps up. The conclusion next week is going to be sick, and I'll be here, same as always, watching along with you guys and reacting. So don't miss it. And as always, if you can drop a like and a subscribe, it's greatly appreciated, as I'm trying to just kind of find the legs of this channel. And I'll see you guys next week.